Right. So, welcome you all to the FR orientation of June 2024, and to all the students who might be watching this as a recorded class as well. So, welcome you all. Today, I'm going to discuss about this paper financial reporting, and I'm going to discuss the plan of financial reporting for the June batch. So whether you enroll with us at TG Professionals or whether you don't enroll and you're a self-study student, maybe you're following some free lectures and then you're preparing for your exam, whatever is the case, guys, whatever is the case, this is a plan which I would say is must to be followed by everyone. So whomsoever is preparing, this is a plan which is for all, whether you are preparing it with me, whether you're preparing it with some other tutor, or whether you're doing self-study. Any case, this is the plan that you need to follow. So before I get into the planner, I even shared it on the WhatsApp group. So if you're not part of the free WhatsApp groups, make sure that you DM me in my number. I will let you know my number where you have to just send a hi and you will get the link to the free WhatsApp groups. So I have already shared this plan there. You must have seen that I've bifurcated the syllabus into some units, and then I've said that, okay, this is something that you can do in the recorded form, and this is something which we'll do in the live class. So I'll explain that completely to you today. But before that, let's understand what's there in this paper financial reporting. So there might be some students who've already given this paper and are resitting the paper. Then there are some kind of students who've, just started with ACCA as FR as the first paper. So maybe you've got some exemptions previously and then you've started FR, or maybe you're taking up FR as the first paper in general. So whatever is the situation, in this paper, the pass percentage is really, really good. So if you guys are preparing for this exam, you must be very happy and you should be, confident enough to know that, this paper is quite easy to pass. When I say it's quite easy to pass, that does not mean that I can take it for granted. And, I've seen this mentality last day when there was a technical glitch. Um, I was sharing this thing only with you yesterday that many people I've seen, many students in the skill level, they take papers for granted. And what they end up doing is they start thinking that, okay, this is a skill level paper, I can easily pass it, there's nothing that I should be worried about. So they procrastinate a lot, they carry forward the stuff, and then at 1 month later, 2 months later, they will come up and say that, Pab, I want to get my course extended to the next quarter. That means I don't want to give my exam in this quarter. I want to procrastinate and give it in the maybe next attempt. So why does this happen a lot in skill level and less in professional level? Because A, you guys take studies for granted. Maybe you've not seen the technical depth of ACCA yet. So you think that ACCA is easy, it's manageable. So this is something, this is something that I want to discuss with you, that yes, ACCA is manageable. Yes, FR is an easy paper, but still people fail. I have seen like people who are like the most, intellectual people in academics, they take things for granted and then they end up failing a paper which was very basic. So I don't want you guys to do the similar kind of a mistake, and I don't want you guys to push things to the next attempt. This is your attempt. June is the paper that you're going to sit for. You don't have any option to extend it. You don't have any option to procrastinate. You have to sit for this paper in June, pass this paper, not just with a 50, not just with a 51. We have to aim definitely for more than 70. Why only 70? I've had a student who got 94. So why do you want to aim for just a 50? Okay, so in the beginning only your mindset should be that my target is a rank. If my target is a rank, then nobody can stop me to at least pass. If your target is only passing, then of course you might end up 45, 49. That's very realistic, that can happen. So aim for the moon, then you will land among the stars. That's what I would say with regards to this part. So let's understand first of all, okay, let's understand that what exactly is there in our syllabus of financial reporting. So before I start, I want to make this session quite interactive. In the chat box, can you guys let me know, is there anyone who's already given this paper, or are you giving it for the first time? What's the progress yet on this paper? First time, okay, Balaji, great. What about others? Yet to start, first time. Any resitter here? First attempt. Good. Okay. So mostly you guys are first attempters, right? So let me explain you the syllabus of this paper and what exactly is tested. You guys have done accounts. I am supposing you guys are commerce students. I hope no one is here from non-medical. So you guys have done accounts, debits, credits, journal, ledger, balance sheet, P&L. Hmm? Done that? Journal entries. If not proper preparation of balance sheet as per the standards, but at least basic things, no? You know that what is final accounts, what is debit, what is credit. You know how to pass a journal entry. Can I expect this much knowledge from you? Do you guys have that knowledge? Yeah, we have it. Awesome. So almost everyone, okay? So almost everyone is writing yes here. That's all that I need. So even if you have been exempted from that knowledge level paper of F3, that was financial accounting, no problem. I just need that you should know journal entries. All you should know is how do we prepare final accounts. We have some journals, like we have our basic books of accounts in which we record our, like post our invoices, we post our source documents, and then from that we, make our ledgers. From ledgers we make our trial balance. From trial balance we make our balance sheet, our P&L, and then the balance sheet. So this is the process that you should be aware of, at least aware of. Right? So now, if you are aware of these things, why is it a different paper? Is it basic accounting paper? Is it that class 11th accounts? In India, we have class 11. We do basic accounts in class 12, which more like partnership and those complex topics. But in class 11th, it's like a very basic, that diamond accounts, which helps you throughout your life. So is it just that class 11th accounts syllabus? No, it's a post class 11th grade syllabus of accounting. You used to study that how to pass journal entries, why to pass journal entries. In financial reporting, you will understand that when we do it in a standardized manner, because there it was like, I still remember I was in my tuition of class 11th, and it was a very famous tuition provider here in my city. Like we all study very well in our class 11th and 12th. So those who are not from India, you must, I would just tell you that, yes, it's like a basic high school kind of a thing where we study a lot for our commerce papers. So I was here with the tuition provider for that matter. And I remember I made a P&L, like statement of profit and loss, trading account. And I just said, okay, revenue, sales. I told revenue instead of revenue, I wrote sales. And I used to, aggregate all the expenses. Like usually what you do, this is my admin expense, manufacturing expense, indirect expense, blah, blah, blah. You write all the headings and then you say, this is my GP. Then you calculate your net profit. That's how you actually calculate stuff. But that class 11th was so easy that, nobody pointed out that, okay, you can even, you used to even aggregate stuff. You used to write sundry expenses. Any expense, just calculate all of them together, deduct it from the revenue and tell, sir, this is my profit. This is what you used to do in our class 11 because that was an informal accounting. In FR now it is formal accounting. Now we have standards. Now we have a way of communication. So when I say financial reporting is when I report, when I communicate numbers of a business. Now who's going to report the numbers of the business? The business itself? No. Business itself, okay, what's a business? Let's suppose you guys have a company. You guys invest in shares? Yes, we guys invest in shares. Have you made any investments yet? Anyone here who invests in shares or knows about investment? Not yet. Shubodhi has not made any investment. But we do know about investments, right? We buy shares of these various companies. So let's suppose I buy shares of Reliance. So Reliance is quite famous these days due to the famous wedding which just happened. So let's suppose you buy shares of Reliance, okay? You become owner of Reliance. So do you become Mr. Ambani? Who's Ambani? He's the owner also, and he's the controller also. So basically, a company might be owned by different people who are like investing money in terms of shares, but it is being controlled by different people. The managers are different, the directors are different, but the people who own the business, like the people who put their money in that business, the shareholders of that business are different people. So what happens is there arises a conflict, the shareholder versus the controller. Now imagine you guys have a property and you've given that property as an Airbnb. Everyone knows what's an Airbnb, where just the tourists will come and stay. So you have a very exotic property at a tourist destination. So you don't live there. Maybe you work abroad, but you have that property and you've placed a caretaker and you use it as an Airbnb investment. So the person who will be using that property when you are not present, in your absence, will you not be skeptical, or will you not be afraid? What if that person spoils my property? What if that person spoils the walls of my house? What if that person has small children and they'll draw colors on my walls? Will you not be worried about those things? Now apply the same general common thing in accounts, in business. The shareholders who are the owners of the business, how they can, you know they can just rely on the controllers for their money. As a shareholder, I have given my money to the business, and someone else is controlling that business, someone else is using that money. How can I be relying on that, and how can I not doubt on their intention? You will doubt on their intention. Yes, you will have a conflict, you will have a trust issue. What if they misuse stuff? What if they do wrong things? So, time to time, as a shareholder or as a potential investor, you seek some kind of communication from the controllers. So, if you have a tenant, okay, if you have a tenant, you actually ask your tenant that every time you are supposed to report to me how you've used my house, how much maintenance you are doing, how much you're paying for the maintenance. So you have to keep on communicating with me, because I don't trust you, right? There's a trust issue. That's why I seek communication. So why do you communicate? So that you can erase the trust issue. So this trust issue in business leads to financial reporting, okay? That we have to report our numbers as controllers, as directors. We are supposed to please the shareholders, please the potential investors, or maybe please the government who's interested in tax collection from us. So these all parties are our stakeholders of the business. And to the stakeholders of the business, I'm supposed to report, that means communicate my numbers of the business. When I say numbers, I'm not saying how much cash you have. I'm saying overall, how much profit you made, what was your sale, what was your expenses. So, all these things you're supposed to report to the stakeholders. And that process of reporting, that process of communication is what we call as financial reporting. And that is, this whole paper is based upon financial reporting. Now, when I talk about communication, how many of you here know Hindi? Hindi is what I use as my local language. How many of you know Hindi here? No Hindi? Okay, Surabhi knows Hindi. Nobody else? I don't know. Okay, Balaji doesn't know. So there are many people I can see here who are global students. Maybe they're not from India. Will they know Hindi? Let apart be Indian students who are from various parts of the country itself who don't know Hindi. Maybe South India students. But there are people who are from all over the world. They don't know Hindi. That's my local language. You might be having your own local language, which I might not know. So if I start communicating in Hindi, I won't be able to make everyone understand what I'm trying to communicate. So I need a language of communication. So here in this webinar, in this video, what's the language of my communication? My language of communication is English. Why? Because I want to make it understandable to all. Isn't it? So similarly, if I talk about ACCAs, ACCAs today only I uploaded a reel on my Instagram. ACCA is a global kind of a professional body that we have, we are accepted in 180 countries. So we are global kind of chartered accountants or chartered certified accountants. I won't say chartered accountants, but you are global chartered certified accountants. So you are accepted in 180 plus countries. So ACCAs, they don't stick to domestic rules or ways of communication. They don't stick to domestic accounting standards. When I talk about domestic accounting standards, let's talk about people in Dubai. They might be having their own accounting standards. People in Africa, they have their own accounting standards. Indian students, we guys have our own accounting standards, which we study in CA, in DAS. So, what are ACCA studying? If they're not studying domestic accounting standards, which is the communication language of numbers of a business, what are we studying? We are studying international financial reporting standards. International financial reporting standards, which is nothing but IFRS. Have you guys heard about IFRS? Have you guys ever heard about IFRS? Yes. So if even today you guys plan on to get, a job, you will see in audit sector, in any big four, they demand that you should be knowing the IFRS. You should have some IFRS knowledge, especially in audit sector. And mostly the ACCAs, they start or they begin their corporate journey in the audit sector. So this, why I'm telling you this FR paper is not just that, okay, I will pass ACCA if I pass FR paper and then FR will be used as it is in SBR and then SBR will be used as it is in AAA. That's not just the relevance of financial reporting. This paper is heart and soul of ACCA. And this paper will stay with you forever, even after you become an ACCA, not just affiliate, even a member or even a fellow member after number of years. So till the time you guys are working in the industry as an ACCA and you don't totally shift your career, maybe you become a doctor or engineer, this paper is going to stay with you, whichever field you're working into. Because when you are a doctor, what someone would demand out of you, that at least you could be able to cure fever, you would be able to give medicine of fever. That's what is the basic expectation from any doctor, from any MBBS. Similarly, basic expectation from ACCS is that at least they should know financial reporting, at least they should know how to make a balance sheet, at least they should know IFRSs. So this is the paper which is heart and soul of your whole ACCA qualification. It will be carried forward as it is in AA. It will be carried forward as it is in SBR and then as it is in AAA. Yes. So this is what is my syllabus, or you can say scope of my financial reporting paper. Now I'll share with you the planner, and together with the plan, I'm going to discuss with you the syllabus of this paper. So let me know once you can see my screen, okay? So I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know once you're able to see it. Is it visible? Yeah, it's visible. Awesome. Okay. So I got a question in the beginning of the orientation. I won't disclose the name, but a student said that I plan on to get a rank. First of all, I am very happy that that's your plan and that's your target. So if you plan on to get ranks, what strategy you need to follow, what plan you need to follow, this is what is here. So this is the plan for all of my students who are enrolled with me at TG Professionals or who are planning on to enroll. Okay. And the self-study students, of course, you can also follow this plan, but you won't be able to view my pre-recorded classes or my live classes because, of course, that is something which is part of your paid batch. So if you want to be part of our paid batches, you have to simply visit our website, TG Profs, and I'll let you know the process. But let's first discuss this plan. So in our batch, we give pre-recorded content. Okay, so already you guys have been given on the portal pre-recorded content for conceptual framework for IFRS 13 from non-current assets. This is the first unit, basic unit. So my suggested days on which you should cover this. What is conceptual framework? How do you account for various assets, liabilities, income, and expenses? The basic structure of it comes from conceptual framework. Just like how should you lead your life? You should be honest, you should be not biased, and you should not maybe do bad to someone intentionally. So that is kind of a morals that we guys have in general in life, which varies from person to person. Why I'm teaching this, I'm not teaching this as a moral science lecture, because same kind of stuff is there in financial reporting. How should we account for assets, liabilities, income, expenses? What are the principles behind that? That is something which is given to us in conceptual framework. So this is a theoretical area which you guys must do before you start the preparation of financial statements. Then IFRS 13, in almost all the standards going forward, that is NCA, revenue, leases, every standard, I'm going to talk about fair value, fair value, fair value. What in the world is this fair value? You will get to know from IFRS 13. What are non-current assets? This phone, it's a non-current asset. This pen, it's a non-current asset. What is non-current asset? Anything that I use for more than 1 year, which can be touched, seen, transferred. Can I throw this pen? Yes. Can I transfer this pen from one room to another? Yes. So it's a tangible non-current asset. So a tangible non-current asset, how to deal with it, and then what are intangible non-current assets, all these things will be there under the section of non-current asset. So this is what you guys have to cover on the first week, on the first go, from 18th March till 24th March. This is from the portal. Okay, you already have the classes, live classes are there with you. You'll view it from the portal. Then on 25th of March, we'll have a live class on 25th March at 8 p.m. Indian time. We'll meet as usual for 2 hours. I'll take up your doubts live in the class, okay? And we will discuss what we will revise our concepts. We will do kit questions. So it's like every time I give you something to be covered, then I'm going to discuss that stuff with you and I'm going to solve questions on that related to that concept in the live class. So if you plan on to get ranked, stay track with this planner and make sure you attend these sessions live. Whatever tests I give you right after the live class, next day you will have a unit test. So related to this unit, your test will be on 26th of March, which will be marked. So give regular tests, give regular assignments, and just stay on track with the planner. That is what I would say could lead you to get those 94 marks, 98 marks, which students are actually getting out there. Then you have revenue, leases, financial instruments. I'll teach you these. Like on this date, I will give you the introduction to these areas because I know from the next day you are going to do it from the recordings. So I'll just tell you that, okay, this is there in revenue. These are the subtopics in leases. This is the subtopic in financial instrument. So from tomorrow onwards, you can start watching their lectures. Then you have, the major portion. If I discuss the format of your paper, you have three sections: section A, section B, and section C. Section A and B is MCQs, okay? It's all objective type question. And section C has two questions which are worth 20 marks each. One question is to be done on Excel, where you're gonna make maybe the P&L or maybe the balance sheet completely. You are going to solve questions like numerically, whereas one question will be from interpretation, which you're going to type out. So this is something which I've already given a lot of recordings to you. So I'll tell you exactly, I'll take you through the portal. I'll tell you where you will find the recordings. So this is already there with you. And I will be doing more and more questions. For example, once I'll be done with single entity concepts, then I'll do 20 marker question of single entity. Once I'll be done with group accounts, I'll do group account section C question. So this is how the exam is structured. Section A, section B, section C, and we are going to cover the whole syllabus, at least the whole syllabus. I'm not talking about practice. Maybe the kit might be pending yet. Maybe many MCQs are pending yet, but at least the whole syllabus, theoretically, I will be done by 22nd of April. So your exam is in June. So from 22nd of April till the day of exam, I'm going to give it fully to my practice. And meanwhile, this also I'll be doing practice. I'm not saying that, okay, first complete the syllabus and then the kit. No, simultaneously we will do the kit. But then after 22nd, we will wholeheartedly just do the kit. You getting my point? So by 22nd, our agenda is, our strategy is to complete the syllabus and then move forward towards practice. So, what all resources we shall be using, and what is the way of viewing the lectures? Like, should you just view the lecture and move forward, or should you first practice, and should you read the text also? What is the way out? So, let me just tell you something with regards to that as well. So, your strategy, guys, to cover the concepts. Step number one. For example, you're doing conceptual framework from tomorrow, from today, in fact. So, step number one is that you are going to view the lecture. If you are enrolled with me or if you are enrolled with someone else, and if you plan on to follow this planner, this challenge, then make sure you first view the lecture. Okay, that's the step number one. Then, step number two, yes, you are going to solve Kaplan P-values. So I will give you ebooks, all my enrolled students only. Okay. So you are going to solve Kaplan P-values. You can buy the Kaplan books if you want the hard copies of it. Okay. So solve your T-values from there. Test yourself. Questions are there. No need to read the chapter because you've already viewed the lecture. Once you view the lecture, I recommend that you guys make running notes. I highly recommend it. I don't know, this kind of era has come where students believe that okay, we should get some ready-made stuff. We will I do give lecture notes, okay? If I've taken a lecture, I will give you notes attached to that lecture. That's not a problem. But I still believe in that traditional way of learning. That is something which is long left. And FR especially, it's a paper where there are a lot of rules. If I write those rules once with my own hand, like running notes, it will make it very easy for me. So one day before the exam, what would you revise? New things, printed things. It's not possible to revise those things. Whereas if you have your own notes, handwritten notes, and just you scroll through that copy of yours one day before the exam versus using those compiled notes from a tutor, or maybe from downloading it from a news source, maybe Telegram or wherever. I don't think it's a good thing to do. So I really believe at least at skill level, you guys should have that much time. You do quality work, maybe not quantity, but quality work. Watch the lecture, make running notes, make such notes which are just understandable to you only. I'm not asking you to write the or copy the whole text in your notes. No, you're watching the lecture, write the main major points, standard name like heading, and then make the major points of that standard. These are the major rules of the standard. So make those running notes while viewing the lecture, and then solve those Kaplan T-values from the text. Then in some lectures, I have not given you notes. Like I've used the board and taught you. So in that case, you're supposed to read the text, because sometimes I just, teach through the text only. For example, IFRS 9, it's a complex topic. So I've taught the full IFRS 9 from the Kaplan text only. So I'm explaining, and side by side, I'm reading from the text. So in that case, it is self-explanatory that you're supposed to read the text for that chapter. So it is like based upon the question and based upon the standard that what source you have to use. So step number one, view the lecture. Step number two, solve the TYUs from the Kaplan text. Step number three now is to wait for my weekly live class. I will touch the kit with you. Okay, you will not touch it yourself. You might get confused. You might feel demotivated. You might feel like, okay, this is very difficult. I will do it. I will kickstart with the kit with you in the class. And then I will give you homework that since you are done with these many standards, now you can attempt these questions from the kit yourself. Yes. So these are the steps that you have to follow while studying. So you have to just view the lecture, solve the TYUs, watch the live session, and follow the guidance given to you in the lab class. That's it. And these are the not only classes that I've given. I've written TBA somewhere. Like this is to be announced. So I have a family function in this week. So I will be announcing it. It might be on 9th of April. I might not be able to take it on 8th of April, the class. So I might keep it one day before or later. We'll discuss that. So this is one class which might get rescheduled. So just I've written TBA here. So these are not the only live classes which will happen. We will have our marathon class, we will have our grand revision class that is also for freely available to the students. So make sure that you guys are there in our WhatsApp group. And to be part of our free WhatsApp group events, even if you're not enrolled with me, make sure you WhatsApp us on this number and wait for the automated response and be part of our free WhatsApp community. And I also announce such sessions on our Instagram or on our YouTube as well. So stay tuned on that. So we will have our grand revisions. Okay. We will have our marathon. Last time I conducted Super 50 MCQs marathon. So this time I will conduct for section C. So this is something that you have to take advantage of, right? And then you will have your what we call as mocks. Okay, so there will be two mocks. One mock will be marked, another mock will only be debriefed. This is self-assessed, this is marked by me. So you will have two mocks, one is self-assessed, one is marked. So this is the strategy that you guys are supposed to follow, and these are the things that I'll provide you. So it's a blended model where you have pre-recordings. You already have full syllabus recordings with you on the portal if you are enrolled. And if you want to cover the concepts ASAP, go ahead. You have the recordings with you. If you want to do it in like what I really recommend, it's not a race, it's a marathon. So make sure that you do it in bits and pieces, slowly and gradually, so you can follow the plan that I have given to you. This one, right? So now let me show you how you guys can actually access the portal and how you can enroll. So let me just show you the portal once before I take your doubts. Just give me a minute. Okay. So this is the website of TG Profs. You guys have to just visit this website. And to enroll into the course for June, you already have 10% discount going on. So you have to apply this coupon code. Don't forget to apply the coupon code. Don't make the full payment, like then you will be charged 150 US dollars. Of course, get the discount. So make sure you use the coupon code. Go to the courses section. And here is your FR June batch. You have to just click on this and get yourself enrolled. Okay, so you get 10% discount. And if you have any payment issues, again, you can WhatsApp on this number. So these are your like live classes from the previous attempt, very recent attempt, March attempt. And these are your, all these standards which are available. So for now, you will be covering your conceptual framework, introduction part, conceptual framework part, IFRS 13 part, IS 16 part, IS 40, IS 20, IS 38. So these are the things that you will be covering from your first week's syllabus. Plus, you will also do, okay, you will also do FR. I will be renaming these sessions. These are not yet renamed. So I will be renaming this session and I will put them under one section of NCA only. So basically, you have to do conceptual framework, IFRS 13, and you have to do your NCA portion, right? So this is what I would say is the way going forward. You have to watch these lectures. These are comprehensive lectures, and only the lectures, the TYUs and the live classes. See, live classes is something which will make it complete. If you just, you just believe in recordings, don't enroll for my course, because then I feel that those students are like aliens to me. I don't see them in classes. I don't see them anywhere. They are just watching the recordings. And if, okay, you're working, you're not able to attend it live, then you have to attend the recording of the live class and you have to maintain yourself on the plan. And if you don't think that, okay, I will be able to do it, if you're lenient about your preparation, then please don't enroll, because then there's no benefit. I even conduct super 20 questions. Okay, so the super 20 questions debrief will also be made available to you for the FR. So the major point in my whole preparation for FR would be, the major game changer would be the live classes. So if you guys won't be able to join the live classes, or if you think that I will skip on them, I'll even not watch the recording of those live classes if I miss them live, then please, there's no need to enroll. Then you can do this paper yourself. If you think that you will be able to follow my plan, and if you think that you are like able to give the tests which are given to you, if you are able to follow the schedule which is given to you, if you're able to join my live classes, or you have that capacity that even if I miss the classes, I can watch the recording, then only go forward and enroll. Right? So that's it from my side, guys, for this orientation session. Now I've told you the planner, I've told you the strategy, I've told you the essence of the paper, the structure of the paper, what are the contents, how we are going to move forward. There are going to be a lot of resources coming up in future for the self-study students as well for this paper. So I think that's from my side. Whatever doubts you have, please go forward. Now I'm open to your doubts, discussion. TBA means to be announced, ma'am. If is it sure that one question will be from interpretation? Yes, Pooja. Mostly it is always from interpretation. So kind of sure only. I sat for tax in March, but I don't know. But I know that I'm not going to pass. Okay. I've already started preparing for tax and I'm really making good progress. Can I combine tax for and FR for June? If you have already prepared for taxation, I think tax will take less of your time and energy. It would be more easy process because you have prepared for it at least once. So yes, you can go forward with tax and FR both in June. But I hope you are full-time student because both tax and FR are somehow based upon rules. So it will become a little lengthy for you because all are rules. Okay. Um, so TYU we need to solve after your live classes. No, Surabhi, as in when you attend the live that recorded class. For example, you covered IS 16 from my recordings. Now you will solve the TYUs from the text. I have solved many TYUs in the recording only. Okay, all major TYUs are solved in the live class, sorry, in the recording sessions provided to you. You have to cover the remaining part. In the class only, I tell you do the TYUs. Like in the recorded classes only, it's given to you that do these TYUs. So I'm just telling that make sure you follow that guideline which is given in the recorded session. Ma'am, can you please give some tips for working professionals? Also, how can we manage our time during the busy season? I will share a video on that soon. I've already posted one, but I'll be making a session on this. This is a genuine issue for all the students, especially the professional level people also. So I will be guiding you on that. Don't worry. How many hours I need to do FR daily? There's nothing like hours. I've given you the schedule. Sometimes you find more time, you study more. Sometimes you find less time, then it's okay. Then you can cover it up in the weekend whenever you're available. My issue is the live class as I will be at work. Sheena, that's not a problem. Even if you are at work and you're not able to attend live class, right after the live class, within next 2 hours, you will find the recording of that live class on your portal. So make sure you cover it up. That is important. Which study text do you recommend? Kaplan, Kaplan all the way. Ma'am, are there any new concepts in June attempt? It's exactly same as March. No changes, nothing. The syllabus changes in September. Also, can the most live classes be on the weekends to benefit those who are working? I cannot place the classes on the weekends because of my classes which are already scheduled for SBR and advanced audit. That's why I have kept the classes on a weekday. However, let's chat it out on the group, paid group, and I would see if I can place it on a weekend in combination with SBR, but then I would have limited time. I won't be able to give you 8 p.m. slot. I can give you then maybe 5:30 or 6 p.m. slot. So we will discuss it on the chat, right? WhatsApp group. Yeah, I'm writing to inquire. Also, the way of communication, if you guys have any doubts related to anything throughout your course, make sure you chat with me on the group. Even if you have something personal, make sure you tag me in the group and tell me that, ma'am, check your DM. Because I'm saying this because sometimes I miss the DMs due to general queries via my YouTube channel as well. I'm just using one number. So it's like general queries who are just starting ACCA, those students. So all those things get messed up. That's why I've made a group for you guys. So you have to tag me in the group and I will reply you on the group. Even if you have to talk one-on-one to me, just tag me in the group that, ma'am, please check your DM. Then I'll come into your chat. I hope that's understandable, right? Okay. I'm writing to inquire about the exemptions. I've been granted for 5 papers. I'm unsure which papers I should choose to exempt and I'm concerned about any potential implication these exemption may have on my academic progress. Arpita, if you're getting exemptions, I'm sure you're getting it for some genuine reasons. If those reasons are not genuine, and if you do not have prerequisite knowledge related to a paper, as I said, for FR, I just need your journal knowledge. That's it, right? So that's it, guys. If you would have any further doubts, you'll find the number I've already given to you, and this recording will be uploaded on YouTube. You'll find the number in the description box. That's it for the day. All the very best. Let's start this session with good vibes and good blessings. All the best to all of you. Let's hope we all pass. Bye, guys. Thank you for joining in live. All the best for your classes, and make sure you give your best and not just pass, but get a rank.